The news leader. First, live, local. This is Fox 4 News.
Also ahead tonight, a Chicago suburbs law banning assault weapons will likely stand thanks to the Supreme Court. We're going to talk to an expert in constitutional law about what the court's decision could mean for other cities across the country. All next on Fox 4 News at 9. The Supreme Court today rejected a controversial gun rights case. In 2013, the Chicago suburb of Highland Park, Illinois, enacted an assault weapons ban in the city. But gun rights advocates said the ban violates constitutional rights by banning several types of guns as well as certain ammunition magazines. The court instead left a lower court ruling saying local governments have leeway in enacting their own gun laws. Nicole Knox is a criminal defense attorney, so we appreciate you being here with us tonight. All right, before we get into the discussion, we want to first take a kind of a quick look at the ban in the city of Highland Park, Illinois. We've got some numbers for you. It was passed in 2013. It bans any semi-automatic weapon that can hold 10 or more rounds of ammunition. It also bans specific types of rifles and shotguns, including AR-15s, AK-47s, and Uzis as well. Okay, so basically the Supreme Court, they didn't take up the case. That means the ban's going to stay in place. But Clarence Thomas and others are saying, listen, this is going to affect your Second Amendment rights. What do you think?
Yeah, I think in effect, Thomas and Scalia are right. Currently, it does put everyone's Second Amendment rights at risk because we're left with local governments deciding these laws, these gun control laws, without any federal guidance. And in the wake of shootings like in San Bernardino and Chicago, local governments are forced to do something to protect their citizens and make their communities safe again.
So you mentioned the word guidance. I think that's what a lot of people maybe are looking for or expect from the Supreme Court, because there have been several dozen cases that they have not taken up. And people are like, we need guidance. There shouldn't be kind of this patchwork of law across the country. It should be one sweeping movement. The Second Amendment, I guess, is what some people are looking for, but they want guidance.
Right, and we see this in any Supreme Court decisions that eventually affect social change, as you see different cases across the country and different laws across the country, and finally a case is presented to the Supreme Court that can affect lasting change. And I believe in this case that's what the Supreme Court's waiting for. I think what this decision not to hear the case from Highland Park today was not a decision by the Supreme Court to not decide the Second Amendment issues ever. I think that they are waiting for the right facts and circumstances that can actually bring lasting change to gun control.
And so they just didn't see it in this particular case. So we'll just keep watching. You mentioned San Bernardino as well. How much do you think that San Bernardino and the president speaking yesterday affected the decision today?
I think it's what makes it timely. I think that across the country, we are all desperate for change in this issue, that somehow we have to balance this issue of protecting our citizens and staying safe with our Second Amendment rights. And any time that you have a discussion about things that might affect an amendment in the Bill of Rights, these are the freedoms that our country was based on. So we have to find that careful balance, which is why the Supreme Court is not hurried to rush into these decisions.
And this is the big question. How do you find that balance? I mean, what is it? Because you've got so many people with such strong opinions on both sides. So where does that come from?
I think that
I'm looking to you, Nicole, for all the
if we knew that, Heather, I wish we could figure that out right now, and we should go to D.C. and run the country.
Solved. We're done with that. All right, so what then is next? Just wait for the next case for them to hear then?
Yeah, I think the interesting thing about this case is that both sides can take something from it. You have local governments who now have kind of a blueprint of what to do in order to make ordinances last in their communities for right now. And then on the flip side, you have Second Amendment supporters who can use this and the decision here to kind of analyze it and take away from it. How can we do things differently the next time to bring about a case that might actually bring real change?
All right, we'll keep watching. Nicole, thank you for coming in.
Thank you, Heather.
I appreciate it. And together we'll solve this problem. We'll find the balance.
Deal.
Thank you.
Thank you.